Hey there, this is K4A, Knowledge for All, educational videos and tutorials, and in today's video I will try to explain how and when to use GameMaker, a visual block which is called set instance variable. We have learned in previous videos what variables are, what instances are. We can make a little reminder for you who didn't watch those videos. In short, variables are like some kind of containers in which you put information which will change during the game, like for example lives, energy, ammunition, points, and so on. So when you collect coins, points will go up and rise from 0 to 10, 20, and so on. So that will change, that will vary, and we need variable for that. And instances are copies of object which we want to use in our game. So for example, here these yellow circles represents instances of gold coin. So those were instances and variables, and I will use obj coin and show how to. Let me see first what code. We have a very simple code. In it we have a randomize and a random number generator to put some kind of value into coins, and we draw that value, and when the coin collides with obj player, the score goes up by 5. Okay, so let me find the block which we are going to test today, and that is this set instance variable, which says set the value of an instance variable. So let's click and drag it into create event. So again, take care when you code in GameMaker or any other game engine. You have different events. Some are triggered and do some kind of action only once, like create, and some like step do that like 30 or 60 or 120 times per second. So step is very dangerous. So I will try first to use this new block in create event just to test it there first, and it looks simple. It has only one drop down menu variable, but that drop down menu has so many options, and under that we have one value field which we can type in, and relative checkbox. Okay, so let's see set instance variable, which variables I can pick. In a GameMaker, as I have explained before, GameMaker programmers have already done a lot of work for us, so we don't have to do it ourselves, and those guys made variables, some kind of variables which are often used in games, like position, x and y coordinates, direction, speed, visible or not, layer, depth, sprite, image index, and so on. So these variables are already defined by GameMaker engine itself, so you don't have to do that on your own, and that will save you time and effort, and you just need to remember some names of those, or at least you can always click on this drop down menu and find whatever you need. So I'm not going to explain all of those. Some of those we have explained earlier, but I will show you a couple of examples just to explain maybe some different options. For example, this where is it visible? Yeah, we haven't explained that before. So sometimes on your in your game you want some objects, some instances to be visible and some to be hidden, like maybe, I don't know, enemies again, or coins pick up or something like that. So when player does something on the screen and fulfills some quest or something like that, then something else becomes visible, and until then that object is hidden, so you can hide and make objects visible or invisible on the screen, and when you want them to be invisible you use value 0, and when you want to be want them to be visible you put 1. So 1 is for always for true, yes, positive, and 0 is for no, negative, or whatever you want to call it, so opposite. So let me try first with value 0 and check out this screen here. So I have my coins visible on my scene here in my room 1, but because I have defined here in my code that I want my obj coin instance to be visible with 0 value, 0 means it's not visible. So let me see how it will look. So they should be invisible now. Yeah, you cannot see them. That doesn't mean that the player cannot pick them up. I think, yeah, they're still, yeah, you can see how a score changed from 0 to 10, so you can use this, for example, for some kind of funny or tricky mechanics, game mechanics, where you collect invisible items. So yeah, 15, 20, so that's also something you should be aware, that even though object instance is invisible, it's still active on the screen. So don't be confused with those two things. It's only invisible on the screen, it's not rendered, you cannot see it, but it's active. It does all the other code here. We have destroy instance if I touch the obj player too, so this will work. This will work no matter if your instance is visible or not. So okay, I will change this to 1, and now it should be, those coins should be visible. And you can see what I wanted to show here is how I am changing the instance variable here only in obj coin, and that is applied to all the coins here. So you also have to be aware of that. So I wanted to show that is another concept which I will explain in some other videos, and how to avoid it, how to make only some of those coins visible and some not. Or for example, if I will copy now this set instance and paste it below. So I want, for example, now to change the instead of variable visible, let me change, for example, x coordinates. So let me do that. So for example, if I leave this value 1, that will be almost here all of my gold coins should jump all the way here to this edge on the left, because on the left x is 0 and we used value 1 here. I can type 0, but it's not a big change. So let me test it now. But again, just be aware that all the coins will, yeah, you can see how they all started here with their position on the 1x. X is now 1 on the left for all the gold coins. For sometimes you will need some of those. It looks funny now and crazy, but sometimes you will need to set those variables like as I said, position, direction, speed, and so on. And for example, you want your enemies all to start on, I don't know, to be in one line like on 50, to attack a player like in a row or something like that, or to change their position. So you will use those for some of I will disable it for some of those situation or scenarios. And yeah, I can also maybe I think I have tested that here. I can show you also one more example, and that's it. 15 minutes will probably end this. Okay, so for example, I have this enemy, a green zombie square on my screen. So for example, I want to make some kind of clicker game where I click on it. So I will I need to find the event which is a mouse left click, left press. That's it. I will open it, and I will now find this set instance. So what do I want to set here? For example, I want to make a game where you click on a enemy, like shoot with your gun or whatever, and when you click on it, when you shoot it, your score goes up for 5 or 10 points. So far we had the white square collect the gold coins and the score goes up, but now we had a change in our game design. We want our some kind of shooter clicker game where you click on enemies, like, I don't know, whack them all or whatever, and I need to find the score variable here. So I have the coordinate, direction, speed, visible layer, depth, sprite, mass, gravity, all of those score. Yeah, so you see you have all of those instance variables which we have, for example, used here in our game manager, or you can edit wherever you want in your game. So these variables here, health, lives, score, and so on, are also available here in this like combo block, which is called set instance variable. So you have all of those here, so you can change those fast. You can copy and paste it here, and for example, now I will change the score, but the score is where I have to pick here in this drop down menu, apply to a different instance object, obj game manager, because that's where my health and lives and score resides. Okay, so score, I want to add 5 points, and I want to add it relative. That means I will add it on the previous score. So for example, if it starts with 0, I will add 5, and then it will become 5. Then in next turn, if I add 5, it's 5 plus 5, 10. Then in next 10 plus 5, 15, and so on. So when I press the left button where on my obj enemy green here, when I click on it, what will happen? I will set the instance variable which is on object game manager, and the instance variable is score, and I will add the value to go 5 points up. Now we should have a completely different game, like a clicker game, like a shooting game, so you can see how it's easy to change the game narrative, the game atmosphere, the game mechanics with a couple of different GameMaker blocks. And let me try this, maybe it won't work. So my score in my top left corner is currently 0, so when I click on the screen nothing happens. That's all cool. I want that to behave like that. But when I click on this green square, look what will happen with the score. 5, 10, 15, 20 and so on. So we have now a clicker game where my game responds only when I click on this green enemy, like shoot him, and you can add like some kind of animation or other enemies spawning here, or getting destroyed when I shoot them. I don't have time for that now, but I just wanted to show you how this set instance variable works and how you can add it to change the some kind of predefined, pre-made instances like we had here, visibility or x and y coordinates on the object in which I put that code, or for example I can even make it more complex and use this instance variable on one object like obj enemy and change the stuff, the other variable on other objects. So that's how you make more complex games and so on. So far we have changed the values. That's what the set means. Set, like change it, set it, set the lives to 2, 3 or so on, set the points, change the points and so on. But that's not all. We have to pull that information sometimes, and that's what we are going to see next video. Until then, thanks for watching, and keep on learning, keep on sharing the knowledge, and keep on making games or applications or whatever you like in real or digital world. Bye for now.